It's been a while since we've seen a rookie receiver that has been able to come in and make this kind of an impact. But I think a big reason why is the Dolphins have found different ways to really employ him, especially when they have a quarterback who does not throw the football down the field.
Yeah, I think it's important. And when you have a talent like Jalen Waddle who can play in the slot, who can go outside, who can line up in the backfield, who can do it in returns, you just want to find ways to get him the football. And I think the Miami Dolphins have done a great job of doing that. We've seen how electric he was at Alabama. Now we're seeing how electric he can be at the NFL level. But I love how they're using him. You give him a little shovel pass, and then not only that, you line him up in the backfield. And I love that because now defenses can't pinpoint and try to double Jalen Waddle because you don't know where he's going to line up. They give him screens. And not only that, he can run routes, actually run routes down the football field. But I think it's also a testament to Alabama and their history. I believe starting with Julio Jones when he was at Alabama and all the receivers that came after him. When these guys get to the NFL, Chris, they are NFL ready right now. It's not enough. Let's wait a year or two so these guys can get acclimated to the NFL game. No, they are ready to go the moment they step on the field at whatever organization drafts them.
Well, the other interesting thing here is the Dolphins become the first team in NFL history to lose 7 in a row and win 7 in a row in the same season. Now that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. They open the season beating the Patriots. They lose 7 in a row. They're 1-7, and now they're 8-7 and in control of their playoff destiny. It's just an absolutely bizarre situation, but I think it speaks to the head coach. I think it speaks to Brian Flores because so often, Harry, we talk about how the Belichick assistants just always seem to fail with one or two notable exceptions because they go and they try to be Belichick. They
100%.
try to do the things that he does as a head coach, and they maybe lose some sense of being themselves in all of that. And you understand it given his history and given his success. But Brian Flores has gotten that group to play hard for him and believe that the season was not over at 1-7. And man, that speaks volumes about the job done.
Yeah, you see them right now. They currently hold that 7th seed in the playoffs, and if they win out, they will go ahead and clinch a spot. But Brian Flores, I love what he's brought to the Miami Dolphins program. And I'll say, dating back to even last year, if this team would have had a prolific offense or offense that's been above average, they would have made the playoffs, I believe. This year, they already be in it. But you got to look at this, too. They have lost 3 games in the 2021 season on last-second field goals. They lost to the Raiders that way. They lost to the Jaguars that way. I think that game was over in London. And then they lost to the Atlanta Falcons on a last-second field goal with Younghoe Koo. So if they just would have won 2 of those games, they will be sitting so right now in the playoff standings. But still, at the same time, they are not out of the winning the division. They would need Buffalo to lose 2, and they would have to win out to clinch that division. But they're right where they want to be. They control their own destiny. And at the end of the season, a coach can only ask for, hey, we control our own destiny, because you don't want it to be in everybody else's hands and count on this team to lose and all kind of wackiness to be going on and happening. You want it to be in your hands. So if you go out and you lose the game, you can blame nobody but yourself. But I love what this Dolphins football team is right now, especially defensively. When you can have guys like you have in the back end that can cover, and then now with your front seven, you can do all kind of different things because you're not worried about those guys getting beat deep. Listen, the luxury of having guys who can guard in the back end. You see the New Orleans Saints, they have that luxury. The Miami Dolphins have that luxury. You see the Kansas City Chiefs, that secondary has picked it up a lot. You can do a lot of different things up front with your front seven when you have the luxury of guarding man-to-man or playing man-to-man coverage in your back end.
You know, the other thing with the Dolphins is, you know, I get it, okay? Tua gets knocked quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I understand why. I don't know why it is, Harry, that I can't wrap my head around Tua being somebody that you're going to build around. And maybe it's unfair, but when I go and look, during this stretch, during this 7-game win streak, he's completed 74% of his passes. Now, He also hasn't thrown a pass over 15 yards. Now, for me, I just made up that second stat. but that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I was about to say, Chris, you crazy.
He cannot throw the football down the field. And just as an example, Jalen Waddle has 96 catches, Harry. How many times during the pre-draft process did we hear the phrase, can take the top off the defense?
Yeah.
That's great, but not when you don't have a quarterback who can't do it. He's got under 1,000 yards with 96 catches. There's no way that somebody like Jalen Waddle should average under 10 yards a reception. Well, I just don't think he's the guy to build around.
Well, I'll say, Chris, to reply to that, I think the organization needs to do a better job, too, of building around Tua. Devontae Parker, they have to get him more involved. You signed Will Fuller, and you was expecting him to be a guy to take the top off the defense. He hasn't been out there for you as well. Then you have guys being injured in and out of the lineup. I think their young offensive line, those guys need to step it up a lot more. Tua got hurt the first time because that offensive line was so bad and got him hurt, got him hit, right? So I think that these last 7 games have been a building block for Tua. In this Miami Dolphins defense, this Miami Dolphins team, whenever Tua came back and started playing, he's building the momentum, and I think you can build around him, but you just needed a starting point. And I think this win streak, this 7-game win streak, is a starting point for Tua and the Dolphins. Now, I would love to see Tua push the football down the field a lot more, but I don't think they really have that personnel right now. I understand Devontae Parker, he can get it done. But they don't throw it down the field to him, and I don't know why they don't do that. But getting Jalen Waddle to football right now, I don't think that's a bad thing. You have the tight end. You have 2 of them. You have Gesicki, and then you have Smythe. You have 2 guys who can do it at the tight end position. And right now I think they have 3 solid running backs, too. They just got to find a way to get it down the field.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.